Hello, it's Wednesday.
Yeah, let me switch
Hey,
you guys
Gus.
to shout.
Hello.
Shush.
Hello.
What?
Welcome to the workshops. We're back. Finally, we're back.
Oh, there goes my tracking. Do I have my base stations off?
Oh,
Hello.
Oh,
Base stations?
Nex has gone.
It's okay, it's just my right base station.
Nex is gone.
Never mind.
hello.
Yeah,
Nex
it's
is
fine.
broken. Hello,
Uh-oh.
Ramper. Hello, Princess. Hello, Solnilium. Or
Hello.
Zerky.
Zerky.
Zerky Dragon, hello, welcome.
Zekri.
Zekri,
Zekri.
yes. Zekri, sorry. But yeah, good to have you all
yeah.
here.
Yeah, finally, we're back. First workshop of 2020, 2020...
2022.
2022.
2022.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many
Wait.
twos.
It's good to see
yeah,
that
too many
Wraith.
twos.
It's good to see that Wraith completely prepared themselves before this stream as to exactly what they were gonna say.
Hey, I always do that at the start of the year. Who actually does that and always does? You know, sometimes puts the wrong dates on documents.
Yeah,
I do that.
because you're
Even
so
if it's like
used
6
to it,
months
it's
in.
repetition.
Yeah, it is repetition.
Yep. So why don't you let our viewers know what exactly we have planned for today?
Would you like,
Well,
or shall
yes. So today we're going to be covering taking your default name tag and making it custom, and figuring out how to do that. And at the end, if we have some time, then we'll be showing you how to make a fancy name tag that only shows up when you're looking at it.
Speaking of name tags, you might as well turn our name tags on next.
Yes, that'd be a good idea.
Ryubi has a custom one. That's actually a really good example.
Yep.
As it's tilted and going that way.
Oh.
Let's, let me, I would have to like walk forward, otherwise it's like backwards.
Or just switch to your camera view real quick. Or
Yeah, smooth POV.
POV.
Yeah, it's custom. It is a 3D badge. It's got images on it. It's got custom badge layout and everything. And this is just a little example of, and heart rate, a little example of how you can customize your name. But we're going to begin with talking about the default name tag and how to start from it as a base. So I think we're going to use you as our guinea pig. Yeah?
Oh boy.
Fun
Guinea
times.
dragon.
Do I need to go find you a nice font now?
I think we have one. If not, we can find one. So let's go ahead and head out there and we can begin, shall we?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go into the field, you guys.
Quickly snag a font if you'd like, in case.
That would be great. If I could have smooth POV, that would be great.
While you begin, I shall supply.
But, okay, so the name tag by default, the default name tag is actually not stored on your avatar, it is stored on your user. And let me show you what you mean by that. I'm going to select Wraith here and open an inspector. And I'll put this here so you can also see Wraith.
Yep.
So if we go to Wraith's avatar, there's no name tag here. But if we go up one level to their user, we have, where is it? Name, well, that's the name badge. Oh yes, right, it's hidden because, okay. Name badge here, and we have icon badges, which are the badges above the name. Now, if you were to go in and edit the name badge as is here, it would not save with your avatar, because you save your avatar, it's outside of that, and anything in this level of your directory does not save with it. So, first thing you'd probably want to do is move these into the avatar, like so. Oops, I think I put that under your centered root. No, I didn't. Never mind. Great. Now they're under your avatar, so if Wraith were to save his avatar, which not just yet, they would save, but there's one issue. If we look at the name badge and icon badge component list, there are a couple of components here that require his user, like this user here and this user here, target user for the position at. and if he saves the avatar and reloads it, these fields will be empty, and the name tag won't work properly.
I'll do that now, actually, just to show.
Awesome. You'll have to rewear the avatar, I believe. There, now you'll see. Now you'll see the name tag is like static. It doesn't move with his head, and that's probably not what you want. So if Wraith were to go to another area of his play space, for example, then it would not follow. Like so. And that's not how name tags are supposed to work. Wraith isn't there.
My
Wraith
name's there.
Oh, your name is disassociated. Oh no.
Yeah, but I can move around. Look, it moves.
Yeah.
It still moves.
Yeah. Because it's attached to your user or your avatar space. But okay, to fix that, we just need one component, and that being, we need to attach component on either the name badge or the icon badges. It doesn't matter. And we need a user's common avatar system avatar user reference assigner. We're going to add 2 references, and the one that we want here is the position at user's target user, and on the icon badges, the same thing, the target user for the position at user. Now, if you save and rewear the avatar, then it should work just fine. Yep. Now you can see it follows his head as the normal name tag would. And this one saves with the avatar, so this name tag can now be customized. Woo! Now, before we go customizing it, oh, never mind, I actually see a question. Emerald Sundisk asks, wait, it had to go where? I think you're talking about the user reference assigner here. Let me bring this closer so you can see. So, for both the name badge and icon badges, there is a position at user component, and for the reference assigner, these 2 references down here, you're dragging the target user. If I could grab it. Hello? Okay, well, you get the idea. Target user, oh, that's why. And you plop it here under references. As you can see here, it says target user on the name badge and on the icon badges. Those are the 2 references that you place. Because if the target user for the position at user component is not present, then it won't follow Wraith's head in this example. Okay, but to go over the components that actually control the name badge and icon badges, there is underneath the name badge there is an avatar name tag assigner component, which allows you to put in label targets, user ID targets, color targets, and various other things. Basically what this does is whenever a user enters said avatar, it gets their name and assigns it to the text, it gets their user ID and assigns it to the friend link, and all the other things that make the name tag work. Friend link, by the way, is it allows Neos to, you can click on their link and open them up in the contacts. That's how you can add people as friends, by just clicking on their name, is through that component. And similarly for the badges, we have an avatar badge manager, which allows you to change how large the badges are, how much space is between them, and how many badges you can have on a row before it adds another one. The default here being 12. If I instead set it to, 5, and you save the avatar, or wear it, then you'll see there will only be 5 badges per row, and you can see now you have 3 rows.
Hey, I'm Probable Prime!
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna set that back to 12 for now. Oh, I'll leave it at 5. Why not? I think it matches the width of your name. So,
Just by the way, just to let you know, these streams are saved, and this will be on our YouTube, so you can catch up with it and visit it and watch it yourselves.
Yes, the videos will be saved on YouTube, and I think as VODs as well, and you can come back here and look at it anytime. Let's see. So, Aegis, you found some text. I was wondering if you'd like, I don't want to steal the limelight entirely from you, would you like to go over some of the customizable things you can do on a name tag?
Should be enough fonts for now. So, of course, like with a text-based object, there's a lot you can customize within it already. So let's go find where the text is. So, right here, we got the text unlit material. Right here is where we can change the tint and outline color, and even change the outline thickness as well too. So if I remove the thickness, you can see there's no glowing outline. Can I always change the color of it as well too.
Ooh.
Red outline, yeah, let's go.
Actually, the if you look under the text renderer as well, you'll also see the color of the text.
Ooh. Blue and red. Same colors as your eyes, Wraith.
That
Yeah.
matches. As well as if you look under the text renderer, there is a slot right here that says font. Now, this is another type of file you can import into Neos by literally dragging and dropping it into the Neos window, or by going to your file browser in the dashboard and double-clicking it. Whenever you import a font, I'm gonna just delete this and re-import it again. It will literally... Okay, it's called Zero Velocity. So if I just drag and drop it, boom. It says the name of the font in the font type. So that's how it works. So for example, let's start with this one. Now, just like replacing a texture, material, slot, or whatever kind of asset it is, or data value, you can just point with the same laser and let go. I'll change it. Or I can take this and point with my offhand as well and click it. And it shall change that. Well, let's try this one again. That one actually looks quite good.
I've always liked the Perfect Dark font. It's quite a cool font.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking through 1001fonts.com, by the way, if people are wondering where I got these. There's some personal use ones, there's some commercial use ones. These are the ones that I found that are also commercially available. It says like the types of fonts. Sometimes they come in like packs of them.
One last thing you can change as well is the size, in case you feel like your name tag is a little too small or a little too... Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Gotta get really close to Reed's Wraith name.
Oh, that's a good size.
Who am I?
A dot, apparently.
And there's also ways to align the text as well. Just like you would see in like a text editor or Word document. Let's put it in the middle. There we go.
I'll tell you what, we've got a couple of questions, so let's just grab my questions board off here and have a quick look.
First question. Friend link and not contact link. Yes. Well, that's a bit of an oversight. Same thing.
There's a reason why we call it contacts and not friends.
Mm-hmm.
To answer Ramper's question, there's not really any restrictions on what colours you're allowed, really.
Yeah, you can make your name yellow, you can make it green, blue, doesn't really matter.
It's a matter of like how you use it, like in a context of like, yeah.
Kyovo asks, sometimes some fonts look very weird. Is there any way to fix this? Could you define by weird, but...
I think I know what they mean. It's like some fonts, you get a weird background on them.
Ah, yeah.
Or they may be blurry. There was something that actually... I think maybe if I have to open it up in here...
But yeah, regarding the name tag colours, unless you're doing it deliberately to confuse someone, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, some
think-
detailed fonts look very blurry. Yes, they do. That's because when you import a font into Neos, it renders the font at a specific size. You can change that, but if the font size is too large, it could cause some performance degradation.
Yeah.
Should we show them where you can do that? Because I actually forgot myself where to look for that
Okay.
as well.
Yes, that is. If you open the font file itself, as Aegis has done here, up at the very top is static font. And if you change the glyph EM size, right now it's at 32, if you make that, for instance, 64, then it will be twice as detailed. Yeah, that's a font.
2, 4, okay, let's do 64.
No, it's really crisp and clean. So if
Actually,
you have a
let's
very
try
detailed
it on
font,
this one.
try increasing that.
This one will benefit more.
Oh yeah.
Now it looks much more cleaner.
Just note, with the higher you make the glyph size, the less performance you'll have as if you change the font a lot, or the text on the font using.
Yeah, but if it's just for like a name tag, it shouldn't be as much of an impact compared to other things.
Dingbat fonts, let's go.
Oh no.
Wingdings, I can bring that in.
I don't want wingdings.
Okay. So, another thing that folks commonly do with their name tag is they might add an object to it or an image behind it. Wraith, do you by any chance have your Cytrax logo on hand?
I should have it. Yeah, just give me a moment.
Alright.
Oh yeah, one other thing as well. Just let people know as well that when they're doing the name tag, they should actually put them both under the same folder, just to make life easier.
Yes. So, right now we have it placed, the name badge and the icon badges, as two separate slots underneath the avatar. But to make life easier for you, you can always put them under one slot, like so. And I'll call this name tag. Now they're both under the same slot, makes it easier to find it nice and tidy.
Yeah.
It also helps with some user reference assigners and such as well, if you want to be tidy.
Yeah, like the nameplate visibility.
Yes, good point. Okay, there's an image we can put. So we want to put this image behind your name. I'm going to go to your name tag. I'm going to get this image. And I'm going to drag it under the name badge. Now it's way over there, not where we want it. And it's grabbable. Let's get rid of that. And it's gargantuan. So
It's huge.
let's move it back. Scale it down. And the idea I had with this, Wraith, was have it spin slightly. Make it look fancy.
It's a good thing I grabbed this version of the logo then that has a fixed axis.
Ah, yes.
Because the Soundtracks logo actually spins like that, rather than like that.
Okay.
Oh.
So, since we want this image to spin, on our image we're going to attach a component, transform, drivers, scroll down, spinner, and we want it to spin, I think, which axis?
Z.
The Z-axis, yes. I'll make it spin like so. There. Now Wraith has a neat, fancy, spinning Cytrax logo behind his name.
Yay.
Spin.
And of course, since everyone's name tag always faces you, it's always behind his name, regardless of what angle you look at it from.
So
Although in the case of the stream, you will see it weirdly because of Nexlon's point of view.
Yeah, so we have actually a pretty good question here in chat. Dirk asks, might you be going over custom badges as well? That's something I couldn't manage to get working.
Yeah, we could definitely go over that.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
We kind of already got a good start on a custom badge. Pretty much of attaching images onto your name tag. It could also be like any object as well, say like a 3D model.
Yeah.
So actually, attaching custom badges is something I haven't done very often, but refresh me, Wraith. If you put a custom badge under the badges here, will it persist?
No.
It will not. Okay.
No, because the badge assigner will kill it.
Yes, the badge manager. Okay. Well, Aegis, since I'm a little bit unknowing here, how do we go about adding a custom badge?
No, Kyovo, no. We're not having the entire name badge spin.
That is if you want readability, that is not the way to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of readability as well, actually, I always say this to people when they're on about fonts and stuff. Try and avoid really fancy, like, cursive fonts and stuff. You know, go for readable fonts, because think about it, this font has to be visible to people on VR, and some headsets, like the Vive, don't have the resolution to show those fonts very well.
That's one thing I haven't done in a while, so I'm kind of rusty on that as well.
I think we can probably cover it later then, if that's the case.
Hey, Nicorida!
Oh, hello! Lots of folks. Let's see. Oh, you guys, I guess that we're one step ahead of me, Aegis, in pulling out a 3D object for attaching an object to the name.
Yes.
You're gonna spice up Wraith's name badge with a thing.
Yeah.
So, adding objects to your name tag can also add some flair to it, too. I've seen some very interesting things with people adding 3D objects to their name badge. They've had like a trail of objects that go behind their name, and all sorts of things. But for this case, adding an object to your name tag is basically the same as adding a... is that the root of it? As adding an image.
That is the root of it.
Okay. So, just like before, I'm going to drag this object under name badge. And reset it. Oh, yeah, I'm sure you can't see now.
Oh no, I could see just about.
Okay.
My point of view is quite far ahead of myself, so...
Okay. What would be a good spot for this, Aegis?
Above it all, maybe?
Okay. Let's go up there. Looks like a Sims selection thing.
Plum Bob.
Yes. And I'll make sure it's centered.
Do
you want it to
people
spin?
have already done it.
It can spin.
I'm the art director and I want it to spin.
Okay, it shall spin.
Oh, for God's sake! If anyone gets that reference, by the way...
Wow, he just threw out that art director spot. Wow. I'm art director and it must spin.
So, we will add another transform drivers.
Spinner.
Oh no, he's gone full Sims.
Oh no, he's speaking to Sims.
Let's
Okay, I
rotate.
shall plum pod.
Spin!
Approved.
I agree.
Perfect.
Okay. Now... You're having
Sorry.
fun.
Yes, just
Now, the last thing that I figured we could go over is something a little bit more advanced, but I've seen it around a few times, and I think it might be neat for people to know, and that is making it so that a person's name tag only shows up if you're looking at it, so that it's not in everyone's face all the time.
I've only got one thing to say to you guys in chat.
Yes. You're simlish. Okay. So. Yes.
There is one thing I just remembered too about the custom badges. The question I have is, are they referring to ones that you get through like Patreon, or just a custom badge like added like an image, kind of like how Wraith has right now? Because we kind of already went over that, and you can technically put like a grid aligner, just like the badges there, and kind of have it like alongside it, or even inject it into the current number of badges as well.
Zio, to answer your question, yes, you can change the name tag position.
Good demonstration point, actually. So, to change the name badge position, I'm just going to go to the name badge here, and underneath the position at user component, there is a target position offset with something already in Y. This is the upwards direction. If I increase this value, let's say to 0.3, 0.28, the name badge goes up, but everything else doesn't. Because the icon badges also have their own offset. So I'm going to move these up to about there. Now you'll see it's higher up. Doesn't get in the way of that fluffy hair.
The more you know. I never knew that they were separate like that.
Oh, it's because they both have a position at user component. Now, if you wanted to avoid that, you could get rid of the position at user on the badges and drag it under the name badge. But that's why it's separate.
Oh,
and so you can manage them easier separately.
Oh, I did know. I did notice that Nicorita was in chat earlier. I've actually, just going off topic here, I've actually messaged Nicorita and put a suggestion in for their avatar. Separate pupils because of my eye dilations.
Yes.
Eye tracking.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Eye tracking.
Ooh.
Oh, they're working on that right now. Sick!
Awesome.
Exciting.
Thank you. By the way, guys, my avatar that I'm wearing is created by Nicorita. You should check them out. They make this really cute dragon. And Protogen as well. They're awesome. They do some awesome avatars. And also, the avatar is available in Neos for you to preview as well.
Okay. So, name badge is nicely located. So let's make it so that it's only visible to those who are looking right at it. So to do that, it will require a little bit of logics.
Damn right, Max. I'm going to shill avatar creators who do, good work.
Okay. So I'm going to make a new slot here and put it out from underneath this name tag. And I'm going to call it name tag logics. And what we want, or what we're wanting for this, is so that the name badge is only visible when you're looking at it, and when you're close to Wraith. So to do that, to start, we're going to need to get a logics tip, and move some of these out of the way. We're going to get ourselves a node browser from our context menu. And the first we're going to... Hello, Wraith. Yes, I cannot work with fluff in the way.
Really?
Silly dragon. Okay. We're going to go first under users, local output, and we're going to need view rotation. And this will make more sense as I go along. With our view rotation, we are going to... This is a quaternion value. It's a rotation, which is the rotation of where you're looking locally. But we want that to be a direction. To do that, to convert this into a direction, to get a specific direction out of it, we can go under Operators, Multiply, and when you plug in a quaternion into multiply, or a rotation into multiply, it converts both of these into that value. But we want the second value to be a vector, or a float 3. So we can force this by going to input, getting ourselves a float 3 input, and plugging it in the bottom. Now, this outputs a direction vector, or a float 3. Which direction do we want? Well, the forward vector of the direction you're looking is the z-axis. When I put a 1 here, we're wanting to get that specific axis, and indeed, we have our forward-facing vector. Now, the reason we need this is because there is a special node here in Logix which can tell you if two directions are parallel and how much they're facing the same direction, for example. So we already have one direction, which is your forward direction, and the other direction we're going to want to compare it against is the direction from your eyes to the name tag. To get that, we need the name tag's current position. So we need go under transform, and we need the global transform. Global transform of what? The name badge. So I will grab the name badge here in the inspector and press secondary to pop out its interface. Now I don't necessarily need the interface, I need this slot here, and I'll plug that into global transform to get a reference. And I can delete this now. Now we have the position of Wraith's name badge, regardless of where it is. Now how on earth does a position help us here? Well, if you want to get the direction to something instead of just a position, you subtract it from something else, and that gives you that direction. It's some magic, basically. And
Math go burr, yeah.
Math go burr. So we need to subtract. We are subtracting from this our user's local output view position. Great. Now these funny numbers give us the direction to the name, but these numbers add up. If you were to add all these numbers up, it can sometimes be greater than 1, but for math reasons, we need this to be limited to 1. So we can go under operators, and a node we can use for this is normalized. Great. So now we have two directions. We have your facing direction, and we have the direction from your eyes to the user's name tag. And now we use a special node, which makes absolutely no sense if you just look at it on face value, dot product. We're going to get the dot product between this value and this value, and what this number is how much or how closely you're looking at the name tag. So if you look away from the name badge, it is less than 1, and if you look at the name badge directly, it gets very close to 1. So now we can tell, okay, if this value is greater than a certain amount, show the name badge because you're looking at it. To do that,
If you've got an idea, by the way, regarding the wiki, post it in the wiki channel on our Discord.
yes, we have a channel for that.
I just
Okay.
realized I can use that exact node for a project I'm working on.
Dot product is a fantastic and very versatile node.
Yes.
Okay, so we want to check if this value is greater than or equal to, let's say, I don't know, 0.95.
There we go. More easily put, the dot product is how much the first vector points in the direction of the second vector.
Yes, concisely put, it's how parallel they are. But that works too. Okay, so we have our first value that we want, which is if we're looking at the name. Now we want to check if you are close enough to the user to see their name badge. To do that, we can just use a distance node. And thankfully, we already have the two values that we already need, which is the name's position and your local view position. So we can just get the distance between these. Let me move this down here. And we're going to want to check, are we less than or equal to a certain distance? In this case, let's say, 4 meters. Now we have our two values. We want the name tag to be shown if both of these are true. To do that, we can use AND. If this and this are true, then we have what we want. Awesome. So
Where I want to try and put this somewhere where I'm not going to... Oh, no. Put it there so I don't knock it over.
let's see. Actually, Oh, I needed that. Whoever deselected. Let me test something here. What happens?
Yeah. Earthmark, I must resist backseat mathing.
Yes. This is no car, Earthmark. Calm, yes. Okay. So, we have a true-false value based on if the name tag will be visible or not to the person looking at it. Now, what we want to do is to take the name tag slot here and change the scale based on that. So, to do that, as you can see, the scale right now is 0.827 blah blah blah. We want that scale to be 0 if we're not looking at the name tag, so that you don't see it, of course. To do that, we're going to want to transition between two values, and we can use the conditional node, or the $:colon node. And on false, if you don't plug a value usually into an input like this, it has a default value. In the case for numbers, the default value is 0. Thankfully, one of the scales that we want is 0, so all we need to input is a true value. So I will actually convert this to float3. Thankfully, we have one over here. So and here's a neat trick, by the way. If you have a different node selected with your logics tool and you don't want to have to finagle through the logics nodes to get a node that you already have, you can just aim at the node that you want, press secondary, and you now have that node selected. So I will spawn out another float3 input and plug it in here. Oops. Plug it in there, and you'll see it auto converts the node. And I'm just going to grab this scale and put it there.
Don't say that word, Ramper, you'll summon Big Tin.
Oh no. Smooth lerp. Well, I mean, they're thinking ahead, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, if we were to... Let me grab the name tag slot again and press secondary on it to get its interface. If we were to plug this in right now into the scale, then the name will just kind of appear if you look at them and look away. But we want a little bit of neat animation instead. So, as Rampa has summoned, we do indeed need the smooth lerp. So we can go under Math, scroll all the way to the bottom, and get the smooth lerp node, which stands for smooth interpolation. We're going to smooth lerp this value, say at a speed of 10. And for the smooth lerp node, the higher this value, the quicker it will interpolate from one value to another. If you have this at a very low value, then it'll interpolate or smoothly transition between more slowly. So I'm going to update the value here, scoot this over. Now if you look at Ray's name tag, it does a neat little animation. And if you go too far away, then the name tag also disappears as well. Great. We have our logics. So I'm going to grab our name tag logic slot that we made earlier and open my context menu and set this as the packing route. And just like we've done before here, you can hold secondary until this circle around your logics tip is complete. Aim at the nodes you want to pack and let go. And now this logics is packed under the slot that you packed it to. So now Wraith has a fancy name tag, which only shows up when you're looking at it. Cool.
So
now go ahead.
So we've got a couple of questions here quickly about that. So we'll start with, do you think Right, okay. So do you think making a template badge and then parent it to the badges once you load the avatar would work? That could work, yes.
Yeah, that could totally work. You just need to store a template badge outside of your badges, and whenever you load in, place it where it needs to go.
Won't it? And then there's another one. Won't it break on false? Remember this node count into minus infinity with 0 as input.
Which node? Which node, Rampa? Are you talking about Smooth Lerp? Smooth Lerp does handle 0. Also, yeah, Dirk did have a question.
Yeah, sorry, Dirk. I will scroll back up to that.
Yes,
Let's
see.
see.
What exactly is view position? The position of your eyes, or is it like the location of a raycast coming from your eyes? So, let me actually go back to the node browser here and take a look at that specific folder. Local output. So we have here a handful of modes like ears position, view position, rotation, view scale. So the view position and rotation is where you are currently rendering Neos. Whether if you're in desktop mode and you have a third-person camera, that will be your view position. If you're in VR and you're looking at it from your eyes, that is your view position. So what is rendering on your screen is the view position and view rotation.
Nick said, I think we need to see Nex's view to see this effect properly, so I can actually just walk away.
Yes.
So there we go. My name tag's now disappeared, and as Ravy comes towards, and excellent. Yeah, if you both come towards me, so
it shows up, and if Nix looks away from the name tag, it disappears. Neat. Now this is of course just an example of what you can do with the name tag. I've seen some really customized and really pretty name tags in my time here, and I hope this gets you towards the start of moving on from the default name tag.
Well, it was like with mine. When I first did like my heart rate sensor, my name tag used to move around when I disconnected the heart rate sensor.
That's right. I remember that.
I really love how it's based on also head view position, because if I look kind of directly at their face, I don't see the name tag anymore, but right when I just start looking up, that's when I start seeing their name. That's really nice.
Yeah.
So if you forget who they are, look up.
Yeah, basically. Plus it keeps it immersive still. That's why I usually turn off name tags, is just because I like seeing the person's character and not really seeing their tag because I know who they are, but sometimes
Hey Lorne, welcome to the stream, and thanks for the follow.
Yeah, thank you.
It does provide a level of immersion, which is kind of why I wanted to present it here, because I've seen a handful of people in the past who've done something like this. And I think it's interesting knowledge.
I'm actually going to be watching over the stream, and I'm actually going to be doing this to my actual name tag on my main avatar.
Okay. And for those who want to dissect the logics on this directly and stuff, we will have a piece of text available on one of the panels here with the logic next to it, so you can really dig in and dissect and see how it works.
We could put it on like a blueprint or something for someone, or a red print or whatever.
Yeah, I can use one of my blueprints. Okay. Do we have any questions?
I have
also...
Dirk asks, does that give an independent value for each eye? Is it only the left eye? I believe it is the centered position between your two eyes in VR, but I'll have to do some testing. For desktop, you only have one view, so it's your screen.
Another thing I wanted to point out, I started using the fonts folder in the Neos Essentials Assets folder. And I've placed a folder from 1001 fonts, and I placed the 3 fonts that I've used today here.
Oh, sweet. So those are already available.
I'll also start... Well, I said I was going to start building some fonts up that are publicly available, so there will be more fonts in there for people over time.
Yep. Yeah, I just pretty much label like where it's from and then put it under there, so people can know where to get those fonts outside of the Neos.
Yep, so we got another question here from Lauren. Is there any performance increase to be had by hard toggling the active field instead of adjusting the scale?
And then Earthmark answered that there.
Oh, they answered
that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it is a very small performance impact, unless someone has an incredibly detailed name badge. You probably don't have to worry about it.
Yep.
Cool. And then looks like there's another... Oh, it's just saying gotcha.
And
they're asking that. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll say...
Superfly Ninja says hello.
Hello, Superfly.
Hello. Well, we're reached now our 45-minute mark. We could take this time to just, I guess, answer more questions, and then...
Yeah. Now's the time to ask questions about what we just did, or anything else related to, well, anything really. What about users using a texture like name tags? Yeah, you don't have to have text as a name tag if you know that you're
Yours
wearing
is
an
a good
avatar that's
example.
just for use. Yes, mine is actually a fantastic example. My name is not actually text; it's a 3D model. So if, say, someone else, if I were to place this name badge on another avatar, say Aegis's, it wouldn't say Aegis Wolf; it would say my name because it's a 3D model.
Yep.
You can have a 3D model as a name badge. I've seen people with really fancy hand-drawn textures as their name badge. And some people I've seen even will draw their name badge using a bunch of convex hulls, and it's something that's made entirely within Neos. So yes, you can totally do that.
It's the same concept. Oh, go ahead.
Go on.
Okay. To put it simply, like everything else in Neos, your name badge is just a slot. It's a hierarchy. You can put anything in there. You can do whatever you like with it. So, what were you going to say?
Yeah, pretty much that. And
Yeah.
it's the same concept of how we added an image that's spinning behind Wraith's name and
Yep.
the 3D model that's floating above Wraith's badges. So you could just swap that out for any
The
kind of
thing
image,
is, people
model,
actually
or
can't see
object.
my name badge now on stream, by the way. So,
Yeah.
Unless Nex looks at it.
yeah.
But yeah,
But,
I'm in general, so
right.
yeah.
Also, going on about custom badges, by the way, Dirk, as well. If you are a Patreon, by the way, you do get a custom badge as well as a custom for you badge. If you'd like those set up, by the way, you can contact me on our Neos Discord for your Patreon reward, or you can contact Shifty. But going on about custom badges and stuff in your name, I will probably say one of the easiest ways to do it is using one of the tools that's available. I won't say whose tool it is because I'm not promoting user tools. So
There are community tools out there to help make this process much easier, both for custom badges and custom name tags in general. If you don't want to do it all yourself.
Custom badges are a bit more of a pain. But yeah, the Patreon badges, you can contact me about those.
Yep, either Wraith or Shifty.
I don't mind doing those. It gives me something else to do.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, so that answered your question there, Superfly. As well.
Oh, pardon me.
Admax
Yes.
asks, comes with fonts or drag and drop your own? I presume you mean in general. You can absolutely drag and drop fonts from outside of Neos directly onto Neos and import them that way. Like that's what I just did earlier.
Boom.
Like that. There's a
Oh
font.
god, that font's horrible.
Don't use a
Yeah,
font like
that's
that in your
weird.
name. Can't read it.
Yeah, that was like when I was like thinking, I don't even know how this is gonna look in Neos. But if I, actually, I'm gonna change it to like
Looks like rock candy.
64.
There we go.
That's better. See,
That's a
that's an
better
easy.
font.
That's an easy to read. I actually really like that too.
I do like the Newton font. It's quite a good one.
Definitely tell a difference even from the camera, like what is readable, what isn't. So
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
saying people shouldn't use this, but they should expect, like, if they use a font like this, not much people aren't really gonna realize what their name is.
And you're gonna get questions. What's your name?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
it's
what
like-
I think Dirk was saying that the whole reason that they were sitting was waiting for us to go back to how to manually add a badge to an avatar, but I don't think that we have that information. Is that correct? Like, we're not sure exactly how?
We do, but since we only have 10 minutes left, I believe it would take longer than that to set
But,
up.
you know, that's
Oh.
an
For next
example of
time.
another easy to read font. You know, it's in full
Oh, yeah.
capitals.
And of course, there's my name font, which is called Asteri, actually.
Or we're still going to be inside of here after the stream, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
we
feel
are
free
doing our
to-
usual hour after stream.
So if you can, Dirk, if you'd like, we might even be able to show it to you after stream. You can come and join us here inside of the actual world, and then we could probably help you in some sort of case to figure out how to add your badge there.
There's no way to set up alt text really to hover over a badge from what I can think of. There probably is some way it could be done, but a lot of people just have it so that they like have their not Patreon, sorry, but like their GitHub or their Telegram in their badges, so you can click on it and it'll open that web page.
Earthmark. Yeah. If you wanted, you could make your name badge a small physical Escher maze people get sucked into and need to solve to learn your name. No?
He's not wrong there.
Sounds like a new...
They could literally be...
So Lular has a question. Actually, I do have a question. So, other than the wiki, what's the best resource to use when going about learning how to learn logics and other tools in Neos?
One good resource is Probable Prime's tutorial series on YouTube. He goes over all sorts of logics things, basics, more advanced things, various other nodes and components and such. That is a great place to start, I believe.
I was going to say Probable Prime's YouTube channel was, yes. That's where I learned my logics when I first started Neos, so...
And he has a lot of tutorials in there, more so than just logics. So he goes over a whole assortment of things. Doesn't he have more than 200 tutorials now?
I was going to say, he's up to quite a lot.
Wow.
And there's also the previous workshop Wednesdays as well, to take a look for as well.
Actually, we have had an unfortunate issue that I think a few workshops have been lost because they weren't exported from Twitch.
Damn.
That's unfortunate.
So I will make sure that those are exported, and yeah.
Nice, Dirk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, you binge watched all the videos. Well, we still have about 8 minutes, so if you have any further questions or want to know how to do something small, ask away.
Oh, Nicarita just sent me the FBX with the blend shape that I wanted. Awesome. I'll have to check that out in a bit.
Set it up after the stream.
Yeah, they just said, you seem to have the new one already, so you could just replace the mesh of your current one. Now, you see, that is just, a good creator who, actually does listen to what their community asks for.
Yeah,
and has actually embraced the technology.
All we need next is the mouth tracking. You can stick your tongue out, but you know what I mean.
Max actually brings up an interesting point. So there's quite a few people who have put their Discord or Twitter icons in their name badge, so you can click on the Discord or the Twitter, and it'll bring you to those various websites using a hyperlink.
Nicarita is actually getting a face tracker, so they are going to be doing face tracking on it.
Very good.
Yep. And Luna says, I'm new here. What do I do first? Well, you go to Steam and you download Neos VR, and you go through.
It's free.
And you go through the starter tutorial, and then you find some people inside of here, and I'm sure you can make lots of friends and learn how everything works here in Neos. If you're brave.
Wow, Ventus, so harsh. Ventus says Rafe smells.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, I mean, it's true, but...
There's also a mentor program within Neos that you can request help on how to use Neos as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fen says, does today's project make a driver for the name badge?
What happened here?
Just a connection error with Twitch. It happens every so often.
Next, you keep deleting things that we haven't answered yet.
I just read it. Does today's project make a driver for the name badge?
Well, driver for what? You can drive all sorts of things. I need some clarification on that.
Yep.
Rampa also says, how about we do buttons and finish the elevator outside? Well, that's something that we can do as well.
Yeah.
Smell haptics, cilia, yeah.
Yeah. We've already Celia's been developed alongside Neos here, so
That was
we
being
kind of
shown.
have
That was being shown off at CES actually with
right,
Neos.
it was. Huh. Nosulus Rift.
Noculus Rift.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, smelling in VR is something that I think would be a really amazing thing for immersion, especially if you're in like a nature kind of environment. I just would probably be having to be careful if you're having to like lay down on the thing though. You probably would want to be standing up or at least sitting, using it.
Don't think this place would. Well, we have a door open to the outside. It smells nice in here.
Well, actually, no. It'd smell of wood in here.
Oh yeah, lots of wood everywhere.
Yeah,
Okay, well, I think we kind of slowed down here with questions because people are talking about how the future headset that they want. So
Go on ahead behind the desk.
yeah, let's head beyond the desk, guys.
Whee!
Desk.
Thank you again so very much for you all watching this Workshop Wednesdays. It's good to get back into the... Oh, and there goes the Twitch chat.
Given that, well, it's bloody broken anyway.
Fair enough. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. What do we already have planned as to like what's going to be our next Workshop Wednesday stream? So something to look forward to, or are we still thinking of planning that out?
We're going to explain how
Couple
to
of
cook
things.
turkeys.
Oh no!
Next week we might do turkey hunting.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
that's
Well,
a
that
joke.
means I
It's
have
not
to make
gonna happen,
I'm prepared.
No, people have actually mentioned like weapons and stuff.
That's what I was going to mention too. I can model something for that. So actually, I might have a model already for it. Maybe one of my crossbows I can redo.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's why we're going turkey hunting. Sorry, UV.
Yeah, probably the idea
no.
for next week then, you guys, is going to be learning how to build a gun here inside of Neos, or how to make a shootable weapon. A lot of people have been curious about that, and probably would want to make their weapons shootable and make them functional. So that's going to be a really fun one. Please be sure to join us there for next week. And if you haven't already, give us a follow. Thank you, Void Ross, for starting that off. But yeah, follow this channel, get notified, as well as please join our Discord if you haven't already, discord.gg/neosvr. And thank you again to all of our support for our Patreons. You guys are incredible.
Yeah, definitely. Right, so what we're going to do is, if once we finish this stream, we're going to open this world up to the public. So if you look for Workshop Wednesdays public,
Come join us.
we'll be available for an hour, and you can come join us, ask questions, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, hop
And
inside
we're
Wizard.
gonna, yep, and we'll be returning on Friday for our normal stream.
Yep.
And
this
next
time it's-
Wednesday for the next Workshop Wednesday.
And our workshop will be next Wednesday as usual.
Yeah, and this Friday stream is going to be Games of Neos, so you can hop in. It's going to be a public stream, so people in the community can hop in and just play games with us.
And Void Ross, to answer this question, this is the Workshop Wednesday stream for Neos, where we give you sort of tutorials and everything. We're just actually tying things off now, unfortunately, so you have just missed us.
But like all the others, you can come say hi in the in-world for about an hour while we have it open.
Yep. So, as I say, I'll say it. Thanks, everyone, for watching. It's been awesome. Thanks again to Ryuvi and Aegis for doing the work. Nexalon for streaming for us and actually being our host.
Oh, thank you, Void
Nexalon
Ross.
looks really cool. Yeah, Nexalon's avatar is awesome. I love Nexalon's avatar.
Yes.
By the way, you
Oh
can
my
actually
goodness,
get the same avatar that Nexalon has in Neos as well if you go look around for it.
Yeah, it's actually now been added into the Neos Essentials avatars under Andrew. But yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day and enjoy your Wednesday. We'll see you, everyone. Thank you again for joining us.
See you
Bye-bye.
Friday, guys.
And I'll see you all with all of your custom name tags. They're going to look great.
Yes.
See you guys.